The summer is sizzling, and you are watching live from atop beautiful. Uh,
A top beautiful
the
Ottawa or
Ottawa, a beautiful white oak mountain here in the heart of Ottawa. I'm Steve Ray. With me, Pete Branton, and you're watching the Owl's Nest Barbecue catch-up show every Monday night right here at 7. We got a pretty good show lined up for you tonight. We're going to be joined later about 7:30 by Pat Bertoletti, the Nathan's hot dog champion from the Nathan's hot dog speed eating championship, the reigning champion now. And Pat's been with us once, and we're gonna have him on again. Um he's just a nice kid, Pete. That's all I can say.
and the blueberry eating champion, right?
18.
18 and a half pounds. I mean, who could eat 18 and a half in 8 minutes?
Pat Bertoletti can.
In 8 minutes.
And that's a world record. That's a world record.
Oh my gosh.
You know, this guy, I was gonna talk about this, but well, this is a perfect time to we're gonna have Pat's gonna join us later in the show. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk to Pat, ask him some questions. He's getting ready to do a Wendy's chicken nuggies eating contest in New York next Friday, and he's getting ready for that. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. And Joey Chestnut gave an interview this week, talked about him being at odds with Major League Eating. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And Pete, we're going to go over the tailgate grills that we've got at the store. We've got the best select. Friday I was there. I was there by myself because you were gone. Sean was gone. Tanya left at noon, and so I was there from 12 to 3 by myself, and we weren't that busy. And so I was going through the store, pricing things, and seeing things that we needed, and ordering stuff. And I said, I've got the best selection of tailgate grills in town, and we're going to talk about those things this week, or tonight. We're going to talk about it. And of course, as always, we're going to go over your pictures from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation page. We'll go through all the pictures. We had some good ones. This week. Thomas Damon, our pal from Germany, really stepped it up and threw some shrimp on the bobby and did some real German sausages because he had pictures of sausages and he's in Germany. So to me, Pete, that's a real German sausage.
Yeah, I was
Don't you think?
looking at those pictures. I mean, he's always got something to me that's unique.
Yeah. Pat Bertoletti is going to be with us, and he is the reigning Nathan's hot dog eating champion, and he is one of the greatest eaters that have ever lived. Now, Pete, here are some of his attributes. Pancakes. He holds the world record for 53 and a quarter ounce wild egg pancakes that he ate in 10 minutes. 50 of them, pancakes, 3.25 inch or 3.25 pound. That's a big pancake.
Oh my gosh.
50 of them. That can't be right. It's got to be 3.25 ounces.
There you go.
Yeah, 3.25 ounces. That's still a good sized pancake.
It is.
That's
3 pounders. I'm thinking
that's
wait a
normal.
minute.
That's normal sized pancake, about right there. What do you say? 3.2. Pancakes don't weigh that much. 50 of them in 8 minutes. Boneless buffalo wings, boneless chicken wings, 9 pounds. He owns the world record for that. Grits. Do you like grits, Pete?
I do.
I love grits.
Grew up eating grits. I like cheese grits.
Do you?
I like cheese and or even just regular grits with some butter in them.
Butter, salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like oatmeal. Could you eat 21 pounds of grits?
No.
In 10 minutes?
No. And probably couldn't in 10 days.
Pat Bertoletti can. Pat Bertoletti, he owns the world record in grits. Everybody thinks that Joey Chestnut he is the greatest eater that's ever lived, but Pat Bertoletti might be the second best, or at least third behind Kobayashi. I mean, this guy, he's strong. Pickles. I love 5 pounds of pickles in 6 minutes. He owns that world record.
I wonder what kind of pickles they eat.
It was
Are they chips? Chips?
Sour pickles. at the World Pickle Eating Championship. He holds that record. Cupcakes. Everybody likes cupcakes. I love cupcakes. Emma makes good cupcake.
She does.
I bet your wife can make good cupcakes.
Yeah.
Daughter, yeah. 72 cupcakes in 6 minutes.
72?
72 cupcakes in 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
He owns the world record. Hot wings. 52 hot wings in 5 minutes. He owns that record.
That's like over a 10 wings a minute.
Yeah.
I mean,
he owns that record.
geez.
This is Pat Bertoletti. I didn't realize that he had established, and I'm just hitting the highlights, folks. This page, that page, those are all of the world records that Pat holds right there. And I'm proud to say he's our friend. He's our friend. Hot wings, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? I love peanut butter and jelly. 42 in 10 minutes. He holds the world's record. 42 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in 10 minutes. I didn't realize that. Although Joey Chestnut is one of the greatest eaters ever, there's no doubt. I'm not throwing off on Joe. He is the Tom Brady of the eating world. But he doesn't win all the time. I mean, he's got
unless it's hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. He if you're eating against him for hot dogs, you're eating for second place. But there's a lot of guys out there, and Pat's going to join us. I'm not sure what time, Pete. Hopefully around 7:30 or so. He had to work today. You would think the guy, he's made let's see, July 4th. What is today? The 22nd. So it'll be 28 days. Is that right? Since the 4th. He made $14,000 eating. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good paycheck. And you know what he is? He's a chef. He has a catering company.
Yeah, I heard he said that on when we talked to him the last.
So he's a food guy. So Pat's going to he'll be joining us as soon as he pops up in the green room. I'll let you know what's going on. Pete, you were gone all last week. Tell us a little bit about that little excursion, because that sounds like a fun time.
It was fun, but there was a few problems along the way. But went to Montana to visit a very good friend of mine that actually used to live here in Chattanooga, and he great individual, owns a really nice big spread out there in Montana. Got a big trout stream on the Bitterroot River that goes by his house, and just acres and acres of land. Just deer and moose and everything roaming around, and just it's amazing the place that he has, Steve. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting in between the Bitterroot Mountain, which is out the front door of his big home, and the back door is the Sapphire Mountains. It was just amazing, the beautiful country. He took us to. We actually went to where they were filming Yellowstone, which is about 20 minutes from his house. So we got to go to the place there. And I took pictures.
Now you showed them. You see the barn with a big Y on it.
Yeah. So it was pretty neat to do that in the
big
scenery. Amazing thing is at night and early morning, it's probably 55, 60 degrees. During the day, it's 95 degrees, hot, but no humidity. The humidity is not there. But they're facing a lot of fires and stuff. But going through all that, it got time to come home. Left for the airport and got to the airport about 6 a.m. Flight was leaving, I think, about 7:30. It's a very small airport, smaller than Chattanooga Airport. And our plane was sitting on the tarmac right there with about a 5-6 foot round. I sent you a picture of it. Gas leak, right? And so
I'm telling you, Pete, they're going to be falling out of the sky.
So they
nobody can fix an airplane anymore. So you think car business is bad? Get on an airplane.
They delayed the flight, and then they told us they didn't have a mechanic that could fix that.
Of course not. Of course
not. So they had to fly in a mechanic, and then when he got there, guess what? They didn't have the parts. So then what do? Is they call what's called a rescue plane in.
Yeah.
Right. And so where we were supposed to leave about 7 o'clock, 7:02 in the morning, I think is when our flight was out. We ended up leaving at 10 o'clock p.m. that night. But our friend was great for him. He lived about 50 minutes to an hour away from there. He came and picked us up, took us back to his place. and we messed around on his ranch there and until we went back that night. So we made it home safely. It was a great trip. Good to be with some nice friends that I hadn't been with in a while, and great food. By the way, we cooked a lot of good food while we were there, Steve. Sent you a picture, I think, of the ribs.
Yeah, you did. I can't believe you didn't cook him a brisket. As good as your brisket is, they'd probably kidnapped you. They would have kidnapped you. Billy Holland says, "You guys, we need to have an eating contest at Allison's Barbecue. We could do that. We could do that.
That would be pretty cool."
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be embarrassing.
For who?
Well, I mean, how many hot dogs how many hot dogs you eat in 10 minutes? Maybe I could do probably 4.
I'm not going to. First of all, I'm not going to enter because I couldn't even compete with that.
And then I'd die. Now, if you had double cheese crystals, I believe I could. I might be able to perform at that. Cause I love those things. But still,
Now I did say that one time to you that when we were talking about it, the only eating contest that I could probably or would attempt to join would be the crystal one.
Yeah, I
love crystals.
I went to the one here back in I guess 02 or 03 when Kobayashi was here and did the I think I don't know if Joey may have been there too. They did the crystal eating contest in the pavilion before a football game. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. I just love his stuff. And Pat Bertoletti, he'll be joining us in just a little bit. Joey Chestnut gave somebody, a lady by the name of Jennifer Richmond, an exclusive interview as to what went wrong. And don't say you're not interested in this stuff. If you're not, you should be, Pete. You should be interested. If you're interested in politics, you need to be interested in the world of food eating. Because this deal between Major League Eating and Joey Chestnut just gives the divide is just getting longer and longer and longer. You remember when you're dating Pete and you called the girl and she wouldn't answer the phone, and then you called her again, she wouldn't answer the phone, and then you wait a little longer, and then once that divide gets bigger, you do what? You quit calling her and you go find another girl that'll take your call, right? Well, that's what's happening here between Major League Eating and Joey Chestnut. This little feud they're having is growing. And I gotta tell you, when it first came out, I was kind of in Major League Eating's corner thinking, maybe this guy shouldn't have signed, but you know what? I don't think what he did was all that terrible. And the reason is he talks about it in this interview. It says he was shocked and he hasn't given up competing. Of course, he went to Fort Bliss on the 4th of July and ate against 3 or 4 army people or soldiers rather, soldiers at Fort Bliss, and everybody was jumping on he's supporting our troops. And I know Joey Chestnut supports the troops, but don't think, the other 22 years when he was at Nathan's eating hot dogs on the 4th of July, he wasn't not supporting the troops. Okay. So let's get that clear. He needed somewhere to go, Pete, and they gave him an invitation.
Well, Steve,
that's why he went.
I mean, no matter what it is, whether it's hot dog eating, whether it's in, any business, as a person, you have to decide what's in the best interest of you.
Exactly.
And so for somebody to make a decision that was in the best interest of them and their family, I can, you just got to respect it, even if you don't agree with it. I can use golf as another one of, when they all went to live for the money, and it was just like, it's horrible. And a lot of people won't watch them, won't, have no respect for them or anything. But what they did was, they went where the money was, and they do it in college football, they do it in pro football, they do it in any kind of sport.
When we watch golf now, I've tried to watch the Live Tour. It's so weird. Their coverage is just so weird. It's hard to watch. But you turn on the PGA, and the leaderboards, is just, unless Rory's on it or that kid from Texas or Scott Scheffler, you don't know anybody else. The leaderboard is just, it's a void of great players because they're all playing over on the Live Tour in Europe. But we're not talking golf. We're talking about food.
Just was using that as an example.
Absolutely,
of going for the money.
Lady asked Joey Chestnut, do you think that this rift is permanent, or is there hope for a reconciliation? And Joey Chestnut said, I don't have any idea. I'm willing to try to figure it out. I think we all look stupid, boing, bingo, and we can figure out a deal. At the end of the day, I feel like everything I said, I was honest. I can go to sleep at night. I can't force them to apologize or force them to do things, but I still feel I'm willing to try to work things out. And as long as he's saying stuff like that, Pete, I gotta believe in him. You know that he is willing to, work it out. And there was another thing. He was talking about. Let's see. They asked him. He's going to be talking. He's going to be eating against Kobayashi on Labor Day on live on Netflix.
Right.
And it's going to be a hot dog eating contest. And you know how they dunk that bun?
Yeah.
That's that is they eat the hot dog, or they'll eat like Joey will eat 2 hot dogs at one time.
They just kind of shove it out.
Yeah,
squeeze it out.
And while they're eating the hot dogs, because it's not just a hot dog eating contest, it's a hot dog and bun eating contest. You got to eat the bun too. So they take that bun and they cramp it in their hand and they dunk it in water. And they use that. It's kind of like the squeegee to get the hot dog down.
Yeah.
So there is a method to their madness.
I think he told us about 1.5 gallons of water.
Yeah.
He went through.
Yeah.
Drinking.
And some of them use lemonade too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But Chestnut versus Kobayashi, no donkeys allowed. This is going to be a true hot dog and bun eating contest. No kidding. So how interesting is that going to be?
That'll probably cut it in half.
It might. It might.
Obviously they can drink something, but they just can't dunk their buns in it because you got to be able to have some liquid in there.
Oh yeah. Though they got to wash it down with something. This lady asked Joey a good question. She said, "Do you think there should be an asterisk next to Bertoletti's name?" Now, for the people that are just following this or learning about this, Pat and Joey Chestnut are
great friends.
They're buddies.
Yeah,
I mean they're tight. And Joey said, "Absolutely not." He said they're pushing each other. The guys, he's talking about Pat. He said he topped his personal best. He goes, anybody, and who knows, maybe next year, if I'm able to make it back, we'll see if they can keep trying to get better and push me. So very gracious in that, he could have taken the low road and said, if I'm not there, it don't count. And he's just not that kind of guy.
Nor is Pat. Pat had nothing but kind things to say.
No, I talked to Pat twice this week, texted him and talked with him once. And he wishes he was here. He wishes that he was here because you want to, as a competitor, you want to
beat the man.
Exactly right.
I mean, I don't care who it is.
So that'll be interesting, and I do hope that those two work it out. MLE and Joey Chestnut work it out. I asked Pat if Joey was ineligible for any of the MLE contests. He said he didn't really know. He said he's just not worried about it, that he's just going to show up and eat and do what he has to do. And, it's Pat's time. He's put in the work.
He said he got out of it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then got back. That's amazing to me, right? That's a pretty good break to take.
Yeah. But he came back and he did the work. He's trained hard. And we'll talk to him about that too. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting article about Joey Chestnut. That he sounded very gracious, not a braggart or anything. And Joey, work on your website. Joey Chestnut, the Joey Chestnut website should be a lot better than it is. If you ever go to that, it's just no oomph there. I mean, Joey, you're Joey Chestnut, man. You need to oomph. You need to put the oomph in there. Get some videos on there and give us some information. That's what we want, information. We want to know what Joey Chestnut. We want to know what you're eating. We want to know what you're eating for lunch. When you go to Subway, do you order a foot long or do you order 3? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pat said the day before the competition on the hot dogs, he had 2 burgers the night before, 2 burgers and 2 pizzas. I mean,
he was getting ready.
He's getting ready.
God, I love his stuff. I just love competition eating. Let's see who we got here. Michael Williams says, "Good evening, gentlemen." Michael, good to you. Competition eating is much more interesting than politics. Boy, you got that right. I agree 100% there. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about these tailgate grills we got, Pete. First thing we got, and if you saw that great video that I did Saturday that the sound didn't work again, and I tested it before I did it, it worked fine. And then as soon as I went live again, it didn't work. But I went back and dubbed it. So it is on, it is up, and you can learn all about the pit barrel cooker. And I said this in the video, Pete. People should be buying this thing. You know, they should have this as part of their backyard cooking lineup. The pit barrel, the large one, the PBX, we've got on sale for $3.99. You get the barrel, you get extra hooks with it. I'm throwing in a cover, 2 bags of seasoning from Pit Barrel Cooker. I'm throwing in the ash pan, and I'm throwing in the custom hook pickup thing.
Pickup thing to pick them up.
Yeah, to pick up with $339. And I looked. Nobody else has got this. Academy, that they don't have it. Even on the website, the PBC website, the deal I'm giving you, you can't buy that deal on
$339
directly from Pit Barrel. And if you know, that's almost, Pete, that's money's. Now, $339 is a lot of money, but it's not so much for a smoker of this quality and of this range of the things that it'll do. And you talk about a tailgater now.
I like that it takes very little space up. You know, it's not long, it's tall, but not too tall. But it doesn't take a lot of room. So if
Yeah.
I'm out there looking in all the time at my smokers and what I've got room wise, and I'm always thinking, okay, if I get something else and I don't want to get rid of this, what can I fit in there, right? I can't fit another 6-foot smoker in there. So what can I fit? So people that are looking because, hey, I don't have a lot of room, believe me, it don't take a lot of room.
No, it doesn't.
And again, Steve, to be honest with you, talking about that Badger barrel for the price, amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on next. Here's a picture of Pete and I doing a cowboy steak on the Badger barrel, only $249. Now this thing, you can hang meat on it, you can cook it on a shelf or on a grate rather. But then what the neat thing about this is it's got a grate that goes over the charcoal on the bottom, where you can actually sear. That's us searing what was that thing, 3 pounds?
Yeah, they were 3 pounds.
3 pounder.
We actually cooked 2 of those.
Yeah, they were delicious. And we ate them both. Of course, we got a grill grate on there, as always.
On the bottom. That's on the bottom after you've pulled the top off of it, right there where you can sear it right there, which was really nice. And the grill grate, by the way, kept it from flaming except around the edges of it, which was nice.
Yeah.
So it seared it really good without putting too much fire on the meat. But Steve, I got to tell you, on that, we drilled holes with a drill in the bone to be able to hang them. Mm-hmm. But when we hung them, they were so big when they were down there. I'm thinking to myself, right, I'd never cooked on it before like that, hanging, doing it. I'm thinking to myself, these things are going to be so burned up.
Yeah.
They're going to be horrible. And you kept telling me, no, Pete, no. And when we pulled them, they were absolutely fantastic. And they were sitting right there almost touching the charcoal. I mean, that's how big they were.
Because in the Pit Barrel and the Badger barrel, the air, the heat doesn't come straight up.
Creates a vortex, I guess, in there.
It's like a convection oven.
Convection oven, yeah.
And it gets the sides of the meat. It gets everything. And that's why you don't get burned. That's why when you cook a brisket in a Pit Barrel cooker, the brisket, I've cooked briskets where the tip of the flat was like that far from the charcoal. And you think that's going to be inedible. I mean, it's not going to be terrible. You're not going to be able to eat it. You're going to throw it away. And when I pulled it up to wrap it, it's fine.
Yeah. And I know Jeff Maxwell cooks a lot on pit barrels, a lot. I've seen him do a bunch out there when he had a trailer. And to me, I think a pit barrel is something, when you start using it's like anything else. It becomes an art, you start learning them and your specific equipment. But that is, to me, one of the best things. You can do anything on them. Yeah. They're amazing.
The next one we've got is the Napoleon Kettle Grill. And I still haven't cooked on one, Pete. But this is the Napoleon kettle grill. It looks just like the Weber kettle, except they're made a little bit better. The grate in it is gosh, that grate. What is that? Do you think is it? It's heavy.
Oh, it's real heavy. I don't. It's cast iron, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Super heavy. It's got a real neat. It's got the ash pan in the bottom where it's easy to clean out. You just, switch, turn that ash pan, pull it to the left, and it pops right out, and you can empty your ashes, and you stick it back up there. It only takes that quick to clean your grill. It's got an adjustment at the top that's really easy to use. You don't have to touch the grill. You just touch your arm. And even, Pete, even the way they thought about the way this thing opens. Number one, unlike the Weber, that you got to take the top off and hang it, that gets in the way. The Napoleon, it lifts up and then goes to the side, so you're not lifting up over hot water, over hot.
Yeah, I love
coals.
that. When we were putting them together, I actually, it's the first time I'd seen one like that. So it's very, it's safe. It's safe compared to a regular one that you just got to pick up or fold back. Even a grill, at times you lift it up and if there's big flames in there, it's kind of, you take a risk of getting burned.
Spin your hair. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got those, and those things, man, those are fantastic for tailgating. When you go to a tailgate party somewhere, I remember when we used to tailgate down at UTC a lot in the pavilion. Every other spot had a Weber's or had a Weber kettle or a kettle cooker out there cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and sausages. They're just so easy to use and they're cheap. $2.99 for a kettle. $2.99 in a good kettle, not a cheap one.
No, with the nice ash pan on the bottom that you can, it just sets up there and kind of twists on. Actually looks like a little pan that you would cook in, and you just twist it off and dump your. It's so easy.
Yeah. From Old Country Pits, we've got two charcoal grills. We got a tabletop grill, $89. Tell me where else you can get a grill for $89. It's quality. That's not a piece of junk.
Yeah, they're well built.
Now you can buy those things at Walmart, those chintzy things that once you use it, you might as well just throw it away because that's the only time you'll be able to use it. This thing is reusable over and over and over again. It's just a little tabletop grill. You put the charcoal in there, and you can cook. And what I like about it, Pete, it's got a lid.
Yeah.
A lot of these little hibachi type grills, they don't have a lid, and you got to try to cook, and all your hot air escapes. It's like that lodge when I've got at the store. I keep out front that I use it. The only thing I use it for is to light charcoal because you can't cook on it because all the energy just escapes.
Yeah.
And because there's no top on it, if you have a top, if you want a top, you got to put like a pan over it or something like that. And then it still escapes from the side. But these tabletops from Old Country Pits, they've got a top that comes down. It's got a little chimney even.
Here's what's cool about it to me. So when you think of tailgating, most people, you'll see them going to tailgates to the ball games. They're driving their pickup trucks and they got their stuff thrown in the back. Well, this thing is small enough that you actually can put it in a garbage bag, right? Because put it in a nice trunk. I don't care if you're driving a nice car. Put it in your trunk. You're not going to get anything anywhere. You're not going to make a mess. And then obviously you're tailgating before you go in. You let it cool down. Get your ashes out of it. You can put it right back into a plastic bag, put it in your trunk, and you've got no mess or nothing to worry about. That to me is amazing. And it's a good size. I mean, you can actually cook a lot of stuff on it.
Oh, you could cook 2 cowboy steaks on it.
You
could probably do, I'll bet you could do 9 burgers.
Yeah.
Depending on size.
Yeah. 9 or 10 burgers.
Yeah.
And hot, or burgers, half burgers, and then you cook them and you can do several cooks on them, obviously. But I think it's convenience is important for especially the people that they don't have a pickup truck. They're not driving out there in a pickup truck that they can put stuff in the back.
No, this is tabletop, man. If you got something with a wooden tabletop, if you just whip it out, one of those little, you've seen those tailgate tables.
Yeah, I got one. Those little fiberglass tables that you can.
Yeah, they can take the heat.
They take the heat. Yeah,
it's perfect for that. And they've also got one that's just a little bit bigger. That's $289. And this thing is probably not as portable as the tabletop, but it would be great for your backyard. If you just want to grill that's just
A charcoal grill.
Charcoal
That's
grill.
well built.
Yeah.
It's got, on a door on the side. That's how you vent. It's got vents on it.
traditional. The traditional.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Just traditional.
But the grates, everything on it are well built. And just to have a grill at home that you could cook a lot on it too, Steve. It's pretty good size for that kind of money.
Charcoal's making a comeback, Pete.
Yeah.
People are, we've had through the pandemic, we had pellet cookers because they're so easy to use. And man, I tell you what, we're gonna talk about something Saturday that is just going to is just so cool. We're gonna make that announcement Saturday. We're gonna start. We got a new grill coming, and well, not yet. I'm not gonna talk about it yet, but it's coming, and it's charcoal grill, but it is, Pete. You will not believe this thing when you see it.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable the things that this thing will do. Easy, and it gives you that charcoal taste. Because Pete, I'm the same way. I cook on my PK a lot. I like charcoal. I use my pellet
It's
grill all
hard
the
to
time.
beat charcoal flavor, Steve, on anything. And again, those steaks that we cooked, those big tomahawks.
Yeah.
The charcoal, those were I will tell you, were the best steaks I've ever put in my mouth. Best flavor, best everything, cooked perfect. I don't know if it'd be nice to be, I don't know if I can replicate it or not, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
No, we can replicate that. That's not a problem. And then moving down the list, and we got the Old Country Pit, the tabletop's $89. The other one, the one that's a little bit bigger, I call it the patio type grill, $289. All these charcoal grills are basically, they're pretty inexpensive because there's no moving parts, no electronics. It's just the charcoal grill, the starter chimney, boom, and you're cooking in half an hour. And they can't leave out for tailgating, the GMG Trek pellet grill. Now, if you want something where you can grill, you can smoke, this thing does it all. And I mean, it's about, I don't know, what, about that big, Pete?
Yeah, it'll hold a good brisket. If you put a 10-pound brisket in there, it's all you want's one.
Yeah.
But you could probably put 2 5-6-pound briskets in there side by side in it. But you can cook, again, your tailgating, hamburgers, hot dogs, anything you want to smoke in there, brats. Johnny Maggs, I remember he got one, he won one. He loved that thing and cooks on it all the time.
Well, and we've got that. And what's cool about it is it runs off your car's power point. It runs off of 12 volts. And you can plug it into the wall too. It uses 110, but it's a 12-volt system, as all GMGs are. And you can plug it into the, a lot of these trucks have those power points in the back.
Yeah.
And just boom. Does yours have that? You got a pretty nice truck.
No, mine doesn't have it in the back.
But it's got it in the front, though.
It does.
This cord's long enough. You can just pop it in there, and you can power that grill. And what's nice about it is it cools down really quick.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, mine does have it where you can plug it in the back. But you have to fold down, like there's a cup holder that folds up. Yeah. And you fold it down in the center and the back. There's one there. Yeah. I forgot about that. Sure is.
Yeah. So all the trucks, all the cars, they have these things. 12 volt Green Mountain grills, 12-volt systems. They work great. They make them so 12-volt variable speed. They can feed the pellets. They're very effective in getting as much heat for as little fuel as there is. They really do a good job at that. And this little Trek that we've got, it's a tabletopper too. It'll sit right on your tailgate, right on your utility trailer. You can pick it up, take it with you. It's a great tailgating thing. Pete, Tennessee, August 31st, Tennessee and UTC play.
Yeah. That's their opener, right?
Yeah, that's the opener. Today's the 22nd of July. College football starts August 31st. That's just a driver and a pitching wedge down the calendar. I mean, it's here. I mean, you're at the next hole, man.
It's going. This year has just flown by, Steve.
Yeah.
But now you talk about tailgating. As the weather starts to cool down a little bit, you get through August, starts cooling down. that's when people are out, feeling a little better about getting out and smoking meat, cooking, grilling, barbecuing. I look for it to be a really big year in tailgating, which we're going to do some tailgating down there at the Owl's Nest Barbecue.
Oh yeah, Saturdays are barbecue at Owl's Nest now, and we're going to be doing lots of cool things. We've already started. We had food trucks out there this past Saturday. Had some people selling barbecue there, and we've already started. Pete, Ken Smith over there in Middle Tennessee says hi. Ken's he's a pit barrel expert. He has a pit barrel he got from the store. Ken, good to hear from you. Put the name of your podcast up there. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but Ken's got a real neat podcast. He's a very unique guy. He had a contest. His beard was voted one of the best beards in barbecue. Got a great beard, great guy too. So there, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to say 1, 2, 3 pit barrels right off that, because we've got all 3 of them. We got the pit barrel, the PBX, the large one, the pit barrel, the classic, and we've got the Badger barrel that's made by Pit Barrel. So we've got all 3 pit barrels. Okay, so that's 3. The Napoleon's 4, 5 is the 6 Old Country, and 7 is the Green Mountain Grill. 7 tailgating grills that you had to pick from. Nobody's got that kind of selection.
Oh,
Nobody's
got
got
that
that
amazing selection. It is.
Pellet-
I'm a long way from one.
Yeah,
one.
That's right. One
was
grill.
the trek.
A couple of years ago, just had one a Green Mountain Grill, and then charcoal and pellet. We got a pellet cooker too, so we got you covered in that. There's nothing like tailgating with charcoal. I mean, it's just
Don't you love? You just smell it. Everybody cooking everywhere. Ken says faces to places.
That's it. Faces to places. And it's a good podcast. Do look that up on Spotify. Faces to Places with Ken Smith. Perry says Pete Branton enjoying the show with a good
double old fashioned.
An old fashioned.
I'm jealous.
You like old fashioned?
I do like old fashioned with some good bourbon. Perry knows. He and I've talked about it.
Ken says I love my pit barrel. He says I now have 2 of them. He didn't get the second one from me. I bet he ordered it. You should have driven over here, Ken. I'd have made the deal. Hey, Ken, I got that. I got the PBX 339 with all the accessories on it. I bet that'll tweak his interest. But he does. He goes, we had a big Pete. We had a big pit barrel event a few years ago, and we all cooked turkeys, and for some reason Ken's turkey would not get done. That thing we used them on the hanger. And we hanged every one of those turkeys in that barrel. And we were stuffing that. I think it's because he had like a 21-pound bird. And at the end of the day, we had that bird. We were stuffing it in my oven in the kitchen, trying to get that thing done. I don't think we ever got it done. I think Ken he finally wrapped it in foil, put it in the cooler, goes, I'm going to go home and finish it. And that's probably what he did. But that was a funny day. And it rained. If you need rain, all you got to do is schedule a event and you'll get all the rain you need. Boy, we had rain that day. But we had a good time. We had a real good time. So there's the review of all the tailgate grills that we've got. And don't forget, we've got the Green Mountain Grill for your back porch. The kettle, the Napoleon kettle is a great back porch grill. You can use it as a tailgate, or you can use it as your back porch charcoal grill. We got you covered, is what I'm trying to tell you. We got you covered. Of course, we got the Old Country Pits offset G2 in stock as well. And that thing is really cool if you like an offset cooker. And of course, we've got the Franklin barbecue pit in stock if you want something that is really, really unique. Did you see how that smoke just it hits that
Amazing.
it hits that philosophical Jason knows the name of that. I can't remember philosophical end that he's put that Aaron Franklin put on there with that smoke collector. It hits that thing and it turns that smoke and it cooks your food like it with a convection.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable offset cooker. And we've got that at the store too. We are certified Franklin barbecue pit dealer. So man, we got what you need. And coming up on Saturdays, we're going to have, you know, the parking issue has always been an issue. It's not really an issue because there's plenty of places to park. People just don't. People just, people want to park close at the door, and you can park on the street. But now you can park on the whole campus. The whole driveway's open. You can park there. Just park there. Park anywhere you want. Just don't block the gas pumps. If you block the gas pumps, I'm gonna come out there and tell you to move your car. But other than that, you can park wherever you want.
And that's on Saturdays.
That's Saturdays, yeah, on Saturdays. And we want you to come in on Saturdays. We want you to spend time with us. We're going to be getting a big screen for the back. Pete and I have even talked about a beer a beer license, maybe. But that would that'd be
fantastic.
No, I guess
Some of that stuff,
a little dangerous, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. Matt Pittman down in Texas does it. Is it the Meat Church store? He's got a little bar set up with a big screen. So we might do that. Since they're now, we might need to talk to Matt and see how that's going because since they're in the SEC now, the other UT. I'm sure he'll share some information now since we're kind of blood brothers.
Ken says he's still cooking that turkey, Steve.
I bet he is. I bet he is cooking that turkey. They're still cooking it. That was a funny day. That was a real funny day. We're still waiting on Pat Bertoletti. He should be calling in. I hope he makes it. Because we really like to get him in here. Pat's he's cooking in the Wendy's chicken nuggie contest this Friday. And
he's eating in it.
Eating, yeah. When I say cooking, he's eating. Yeah, he's eating. And we're really hoping that he gets in. Hey, we can start the pictures though. We can start this week's review of the pictures, Pete.
Yeah.
While we're waiting on Pat. We had a great week. I'm gonna go to one real quick. This is Perry Collins posted this. Look at that thing.
That's pretty cool.
That is a blooming bologna. And I don't know exactly when he cooked that thing, but that is so cool.
It is.
And I wish what we need to do is get Perry in to the store one time, and we'll do a 20 at 10, and let him chop that up for us.
Yeah. And
show us how he did that. Perry, that is so unique. I've never seen that before, and that is just a unique presentation on a smoked bologna. And everybody knows how much we love smoked bologna. Jason Penley, he and Steve Davidson, they are just so busy, Pete. This is Jason did this one. He did a little filet mignon, a little baked potato, and a little grilled corn. Put that on the Nation page. That looks really good. I love grilled corn. I love it. Put a little cream on that, Jason, and put a little cream next time on that, and sprinkle some Malkin's Grande Gringo on there.
We did some the other day. I brought some in.
Yeah, boy, it was good.
I thought it turned out pretty good.
You kidding me? That was real good. That is Chet Blaze lamb chops. You're always talking about lamb.
Never.
We're gonna do some lamb. We're gonna do some lamb for you one day. And there's his lamb on the grill, cooking on grill grates. A wise man. Here's Jason Penley did some practice on some contest type ribs. That looks really good. Look at the bone sticking out of there.
Yeah,
that looks really, really nice. I think here he is. He's showing off. Look at that bite.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah,
it looked like I sent him a text on it. I thought he did really well on that, or a message on it. But Yeah, good. Everything about that rib looks good.
Yep.
I just want to see. I would have liked to see them bite on the bone side and see how it pulls off the bone right there. Just throw it at you, Jason. Jason's a great cook.
Yeah, there's Jason's. There he's on the grill grates. He's doing some filet. He's got some flavor stripes on there. Good filet every now and then if we can make a big sale. There's a bite again. Let's see. There's some of Jason's ribs after they've been cut and kind of on the foil.
Yeah,
look nice. He'll be doing a little sauce on the sides of those too. Our man Jonathan Edward, look at that thing, Pete.
yeah, that's nice.
That's a Wagyu ribeye. If you ever wondered what a Wagyu, whatever you pronounce it, ribeye looks like.
That's a thick cut too. That's
Yep.
a good. I like my ribeyes thick cut like that.
Yep, and there's the picture. There it is after it's done.
Nice
Got the-
stripes on it.
Yeah, I like those flavor stripes. I love those things.
Grilling addiction.
Yep, in the background, of course. You must live on a farm. Looks like there's a fenced-in area back there. And look at that. You kidding me?
No.
Perfect. That is perfect. You know, if they could figure out a way to get that fat vein out of the middle of a ribeye, you ever notice that?
That's a flavor vein, Steve.
That thing gets in the way. That thing just. I know it's good once you cook it, but they ought to be able to genetically modify that thing in a cow somehow. There's Steve Davidson doing some.
Steve's got some good looking ribs.
Yeah, him and Jason are going to be doing a couple competitions this fall, and those two guys have been spending money left and right, practicing, trying to get it just right. Of course, good thing about practicing with barbecue is
you can eat it.
You can eat it.
Yeah,
it never goes.
Or give it to your friends.
Yeah,
neighbors.
Yeah, just like Michael brought that brisket down to us.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
good stuff. There's Michael Damon, little shrimp right there. It looks like I wonder where you get shrimp in Germany. I guess they get people that make deliveries, don't they?
Yeah.
There's some shrimp, and here is there's the German sausages.
Yeah,
they look good.
Thomas Damon.
Thomas Damon. Yeah.
Thomas Damon.
Yeah. And there's the finished shrimps right there.
Those look good.
You know, I don't eat shrimp, but I would eat those.
Those look good. They look seasoned really well.
Mm-hmm.
Those look good.
Look perfectly cooked. It only takes a second it only takes a few seconds to cook a shrimp. Let's see. Here's Steve Davidson cooking some chicken legs. They're experimenting with chicken legs. I bet they're good. I bet they taste good. I'm just not a chicken leg fan.
No, I'm not. But to me, they're like raisins. When I was a kid, I was the baby of the family, right? So guess what I got? The chicken leg all the time. Everybody else ate something else. And I ate so many raisins when I was a kid. Today, I don't eat neither one of them.
I don't blame you. Let's see. Now there's how a competition chicken starts, everybody. That's exactly the way it starts. You put a bunch of chicken legs or chicken thighs then you cover them with butter, then you throw them in the grill, and that's what they start out as. They start out as that, and they end up just like that.
Butter legs.
And I'll tell you, they are tender. They are really tender. And Steve posted a picture on there. I didn't pick it up though, but he had a solid bite through on it, and it looked really, really good. Our buddy Mike Shadwick posted some pictures out of his old country gravity feed. It looks like a pork butt there on the bottom. He looks like he got a knife and kind of put a little design on the top. I like that. That always helps presentation. Mike, it looks good. And there's some ribs that he did that he looks like he just took them out of the foil. And those look good backyard ribs right there. There they are, putting them on the smoker, getting them on that top rack, looking good.
Looks like an old country.
Yep, and it is. I mean, Mike bought it from us. Looks good. And then there's Perry's butterflied or blooming blooming bologna chub.
I like that. I think that's pretty cool right there. You can just get you a little piece off here and there.
I want him to show us how he did that. Let's see here. Perry says, done a few of them. Yep. Perry, you need to come in. We need to get you in the store one morning at 10 and show us how to do that. I'll cook a bologna chub overnight and we'll have it ready to go. I guess you do that after you cook it.
Yeah,
not before?
it looks to me like, the way you cut them originally, and then after they're done cooked and they've kind of spread out, that you just take a knife and cut in different and leave the center, and then you cut a piece off and do it like that. It's my guess. I don't know.
Jeff says, Ken Smith, king of the trash can turkey. He says, I still do a trash can turkey every year. I don't know if you've ever seen the trash can turkey. It's hilarious. And it's a legitimate way to cook. Ken Smith does it, and he does it well too. Well, we'll get a trash can, Pete, one of these days, and we'll do a trash can turkey. It's hilarious. It is really funny. I bet Pat just couldn't get off work. I know he had to work.
Yeah.
So he probably just couldn't get to us, but we appreciate him trying, and we did communicate today, and he said he's going to do his best. But he's a young guy. He's only 40 years old, and he's working, and he's
Well, Steve, he's winning these competitions. So this is the second one in a while. I'm pretty sure right now he is getting a lot of calls from a lot of, places.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
The publicity that he's getting right now. So I'm sure he's seeing some things that he, which was his goal to get. So
yeah.
Good for him,
Absolutely. Just because he couldn't be on tonight doesn't mean.
Yeah.
That's, we're nothing. He's big time. We're little time. We'll try to get him on next Monday night after the contest is over, where he can recap it for us. Everybody come see us. We're open all week till 5:00 at the Owl's Barbecue Supply Store in Ottawa. We open at 8, close at 5 on Saturdays. We open at 6:30 in the morning, and we're open until 3:00. We got everything you need to make your cookout a success. We're going to have some food this Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to cook it or I think I will, Pete, because I got to do one for Bill. I got to do a brisket for Bill anyway, so I'll be cooking overnight. So we'll cook you up. I think we might do. How about some chicken wings?
Chicken wings.
That sounds good.
Always good.
We'll get there early and do some chicken wings for lunch, and that'll be fun. We'll get a bunch of chicken wings. We'll stop by Southeast next time we go get some briskets. We'll pick up a case of chicken wings, and we'll do some chicken wings.
I got to pick up a case to put in my freezer. They're the best chicken wings I've ever bought anywhere.
Oh yeah, they're pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Perry said he found that on YouTube. So, but we're gonna get you in there and make you cook it, Perry. I don't mess around no YouTube. All right, everybody, we're gonna head out. Sorry we couldn't bring Pat to you, but that's okay. Come see us this Saturday. Come see us through the week, but especially on Saturdays, because Saturdays mean Owl's Nest Barbecue Day on Saturdays. We want to see you there. We want to see you in there early. Come early and stay late.
And this Saturday will be a special day because you get to come in and see a new product that's coming in.
That's right.
And also, Steve, I just want to do a shout out to all the people that put those pictures out there. I mean, those are great, man. That's what you want, cooking stuff, putting them out there. These guys are all great cooks, fabulous food, taking care of their neighbors, their churches, their families, doing stuff all the time, cooking in competitions. You know what? People think it's work. It is work. It's a lot of work, but it's enjoyable. Even though when you get tired and you do that, and these guys are really doing it up.
They do. They do a great job. We appreciate everybody that posts their pictures on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation. And we want you to do it too. If you make something good, you may make something that doesn't look so great, put it on there anyway. Nobody will ever say anything bad about you because if you don't think we failed, a lot of times it's part of it.
That's how you learn.
To cook good barbecue, you got to cook bad barbecue. We'll see you next Monday night right here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Catch-Up Show.